Have you ever wondered, why do some people slowly build wealth, while others earn the same amount of money, but never seem to move forward? Why does one person receive money and immediately spend it, while another person receives money and somehow turns it into something bigger? The strange thing is, many people believe wealth is only about income. They think, if I earn more money, I will become rich. But history shows something different. There are people who earn huge amounts and still lose everything. And there are people who start small, but quietly build something powerful over time. So what creates the difference? Is it intelligence? Is it luck? Is it having a perfect opportunity? Not always. The biggest difference is often how someone thinks about money. Because money is not only numbers. Money is behavior. It is emotions. It is patience. It is the decisions you repeat when nobody is watching. The wealthiest people often follow simple rules. Rules that look boring. Rules that do not create excitement. But those boring rules compound into extraordinary results. Today, we will explore 8 investing rules that change the way successful people think about money. Rule 1. Think long-term. The first rule is simple. Think beyond today. Most people look at money through a short-term lens. They ask, how can I make money quickly? How can I get rich fast? How can I double my money immediately? But successful investors ask a different question. How can this grow over the next 10 or 20 years? Because wealth is usually not created by one decision. It is created by time. Imagine planting a tree. A person who plants a tree does not expect a forest tomorrow. They understand. Growth takes time. The same thing happens with investments. The first years may feel slow. The progress may look invisible. But underneath the surface, something is building. The biggest advantage an investor can have is not predicting the future. It is giving good decisions enough time to work. Rule 2. Buy value, not hype. Human beings naturally follow excitement. When everyone is talking about something, we feel like we should join. When everyone is buying, we feel scared of missing out. But smart investors understand something. Popular does not always mean valuable. A crowd can be excited about something and still be wrong. The question they ask is, what is this actually worth? Not, is everyone talking about it? Because emotions create noise. Value creates understanding. A smart investor does not chase what shines the brightest. They search for what has real strength underneath. Rule 3. Invest in what you understand. One mistake many beginners make is trying to know everything. They jump into every trend, every new opportunity, every exciting idea. But successful investors understand their limits. They know you do not need to understand everything. You need to understand what you own, because when something goes wrong, knowledge gives you confidence. Without understanding, fear takes control. And fear creates bad decisions. The goal is not to become an expert in everything. The goal is to become wise about your choices. Rule 4. Don't follow the crowd. This is one of the hardest investing skills because humans are social creatures. We naturally copy others. If everyone is buying, we want to buy. If everyone is selling, we want to escape. But markets are controlled by emotions: fear, greed, excitement, panic, and these emotions can make millions of people act irrationally. Smart investors learn to stay calm. They understand the crowd is sometimes loud, but loud does not always mean correct. Sometimes the biggest opportunities appear when everyone else is too afraid to look. Rule 5. Respect the power of compounding. One of the greatest forces in investing is also one of the simplest: compounding. It means your growth starts creating more growth. At first, it looks boring. A small amount, a small return, a small improvement. But over time, small results begin stacking together, like a snowball rolling down a hill. At the beginning, it looks insignificant, but every rotation makes it bigger. This is why patience separates investors. Many people quit because they don't see immediate results, but successful people understand. Time is doing the work. Rule 6. Control your emotions. Money creates powerful emotions. When things go up, people become greedy. They think, this will never stop. When things go down, people become afraid. They think, I need to escape. But successful investors know. The biggest enemy is not always the market. Sometimes it is yourself. A person who cannot control emotions can destroy a good plan. Because investing requires the ability to think clearly, even when everyone else is reacting emotionally. Rule 7. Small, consistent actions win. Many people believe investing is only for people with a lot of money. They imagine big investments, big opportunities, big starting amounts. But wealth is often created through consistency. Small actions repeated many times. A person who invests regularly is building a habit, and habits are powerful because the amount is not the only thing growing. Your discipline is growing too. The person who learns consistency learns one of the most valuable investing skills. Rule 8. Build systems, not luck. Many people look at successful investors and think they were lucky, but they only see the result. They don't see the years of preparation, the research, the patience, the discipline. Wealth is rarely created by one perfect moment. It is created by systems. A system that makes good decisions easier. A system that protects you from emotions. A system that continues even when motivation disappears. Because relying on luck is unpredictable. But building good habits is something you can control. The biggest mistake people make with money is searching for a shortcut. They want fast wealth, fast results, fast success. They want one investment, one opportunity, one decision that will completely change their life. But real wealth usually does not happen like that. It is not built in one exciting moment. It is built in ordinary moments, when nobody is paying attention. A person choosing patience instead of impulse. A person choosing learning instead of guessing. A person choosing consistency instead of giving up. Because money remembers your habits, every time you spend, you are making a decision. Every time you save, you are building discipline. Every time you invest, you are giving your future self a chance. The difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who stays stuck is often not one big action. It is thousands of small decisions repeated over years. The world teaches us to look for excitement. The newest trend, the fastest opportunity, the next big thing. But successful investors understand something different. Boring is powerful. Patience is powerful. Consistency is powerful. Because the person who can control their emotions can control their decisions. And the person who controls their decisions can slowly change their future. You don't need to become rich overnight. You need to become the type of person who makes better choices over time. Because wealth is not only about the money you collect, it is about the mindset you build, the habits you create, the discipline you develop. And eventually, those small choices start creating something bigger than money. They create freedom, freedom to choose, freedom to spend time on what matters, freedom to live life on your own terms. Because the greatest investors are not just people who understand money. They are people who understand themselves. And sometimes, the smallest financial habits, repeated for years, create the biggest differences in life.